Hello, everyone. Welcome to Development Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate studio. With me today is Jiunn, Lou, Seth, Gaius, and from the Villager Cigar Studios, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man. How are you?
As I was saying in the green room, I went to a Bill Burr comedy concert last night, and I've been trying to, get in fighting shape for the PCA in case I need to knock somebody out. And I got a little crazy with the alcohol and forgot that I can't drink like I'm 190 pounds anymore. So
Those Stella Artois, man.
that's right.
They get you every time.
Black Blue.
The Coors Banquet.
Curse Banquet.
Quay.
All right. So today we're talking about the Blackwork Studio Intergalactic Corona Larga. It's a Corona Extra 6.25 by 46. Comes out of the Fabrica Oveja Negra factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Indonesian Dark Sumatra. Binder is Ecuadorian Habano. Filler is from Nicaragua. It is blended by James Brown. Price point is $10.50. Cigar was released in January of 2022. And we picked these cigars up from Blue Smoke of Dallas. So if you're in the Dallas area, be sure to stop in and grab a smoke and enjoy yourself. Or sometimes they'll ship cigars. So if you want to give them a call, you can do that and see if they have what you need, and they'll send it out to you.
Tell Jay Developing Palace saying it won't do anything for you, but it'll be an interesting conversation.
Exactly. He might decide he wants to ship with, if he was debating on it.
Yeah.
So that might be the only perk you get from it. All right. So with all that out of the way, Jiunn, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
I liked it. I thought, typical of a lot of these like black label stuff. It's a very bold cigar, really big notes. But what I liked about it, it was, like very bold, rustic kind of flavor profile, but it never got, too harsh or like aggregate tasting, which is really key for me within these, cigars that have such intense, pepper and earthy tones. But there was also some nice creaminess to it, the subtle sweetness to it. I thought it was a really nice blended bold cigar. I definitely think it's one of James's better ones that he's blended.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
Yeah. I found it was more medium in strength and body. And I think overall, it just also seemed softer than what a lot of the other stuff they produce. So it was just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. But I was getting it was a drier flavor profile throughout. I was getting a lot of like herbal pepper notes. I got some like sweet lemongrass qualities. There was some wood in there as well. I didn't find a lot of complexity. I'm not really big on Indonesian Sumatra to begin with, so that's never going to help. But I just didn't feel it just never really went. It was a nice looking cigar though. That it just really took off or went anywhere. John?
Man, so I'm a Blackworks fanboy. I love pretty much everything they put out. And it started out really interesting. It was a combination of flavors that I don't get very often. So it was like sweet wood and vegetal, and then like a delayed red pepper flake. I would say it was kind of medium full. Like Jiunn was saying, it tracks with a lot of the Blackworks style, where it's that sort of dark, earthy, dank, toasted kind of quality, which I enjoy most of the time because it's quite good. And it did have some creaminess to it, which was nice. So it wasn't just all red pepper flake. And then it had some toasted earth kind of halfway through the first third. So first third for me was like, yeah, this is interesting and engaging. And then I found in the second third, it just kind of didn't harmonize in the same way. So, the components were all there. So baking spices, red pepper flake, and then it took on some dryness, and then the creamy wood came back, and I was like, okay, but it just wasn't kind of balanced. And then by the halfway point, there's this really strong earth, and I mean like strong earth, and it just kind of took over the flavor profile. So I was like, and then the last third, creamy red pepper flake, I'm like, okay, we're back on track. And then it just became like so earth dominant, and then bitterness by the halfway point. So I was not having a good time in the last third. As is the case with most Blackworks stuff, the construction burn was pretty much perfect. I had like a wavy burn that eventually needed a touch up, which sucked. But other than that, draw and everything was perfect. So all that to say, kind of an average experience for me, which is a bit of a drag. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with slightly dry toasted oak and a bold crushed red pepper spice. That red pepper kind of morphed into black pepper pretty quickly, and then some dry earth joined a little bit later. The profile really remained that way until the final third when a little bit of chalkiness joined in, but otherwise, and it was a pretty simple and a linear profile, I thought, throughout. The overall dryness was a bit of a detractor for me. Nothing really to speak of in the way of complexity. I kind of was in agreement with Seth that for me, the first third was a little bit below medium in strength, and it just kind of got up to medium in the second and the final third. I didn't feel like this was just on the stronger side of what Black Label or Blackworks can do. So nothing really exciting enough for me to want to come back to this. I was pretty excited about this after we reviewed the Hyena last year, thinking that we're kind of being in the same ballpark, but it just didn't seem to be kind of have that same level of pop or complexity for it. So unfortunately, not really something I kind of see myself coming back to. And I think these are well sold out by now, so it's not really something you could track down now anyway, I don't think. All right, let's get into the scores. I'm going to start out at the top with Jiunn at 6.82. John was next at 5.65. I gave it a 5.60, and Seth gave it a 5.40. So Jiunn had that 6.82 matchup for you.
By myself. That's okay. I'm typically not the kind of like really strong, bold type cigars. So with that said, this like I was when I was going through my notes, it really needs to not be harsh and overly kind of bitter, harsh earth forward for me to like a really strong, bold blend. And I thought the cigar did a good job of that, and ultimately that's why I liked it. Is it something that I would reach for and put in my rotation? No, it's just because I'm not a big fan of this kind of flavor profile, but I do respect it for it being so well blended.
All right, John, 5.65.
Yeah, it matches up well. Is average cigar flavor wise with near impeccable construction. So I would probably return to this if I had one, just because Jiunn had such a good experience and I didn't get that experience at all. So, but they're gone.
I was probably in
so
a good mood, honestly. That's probably what I was. I was probably in a really good mood that day.
I don't know. You have to be in a pretty good mood to like stronger black work stuff. So I feel like it stands on its own. But what are you gonna do?
My 5.6 matches up well. I mean, I'm pretty much in the similar boat as John. Average flavor profile, really good construction, gets it right above the mid fives. But yeah, not something I'd really come back to. All right, Seth, 5.4.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to come back to it. I think it delivered a flavor profile which I found very different than what Black Label has. Even the strength and body where I found softer. I mean, I'll always remember it kind of being that Indonesian Sumatra that I was surprised about how well it did, given how much I really hate the tobacco. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I would have done that. I feel like they got something better than this. I don't know. A little disappointed in that sense.
All right.
But then we got Jiunn here. So, I mean, who knows? What do
Exactly.
I know?
All right. Final thoughts from you guys on this one.
Something expiring. I don't know. Isn't there a new Hyena release? Aren't they doing the Hyena?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
there's
just I think it's just
new-
something that they're gonna kind of maybe do an annual. A lot of their
Nice.
blends are kind of annual releases now.
Yeah.
But something about this one I thought was interesting was how the foot was designed. It seemed like the foot was a little kind of rounded. It wasn't a
Yeah, it was like a
closed foot.
bell. It was like a
Yeah,
little
but it was a
bell.
little bit of you had a little bit of extra wrapper that kind of
Just a little
rounded
tuck.
in.
Just a
So
little-
it had an interesting shape. I don't know that I've seen that before. So
I noticed that too, and I was like, "There's no way this is just mine. This is
Yeah.
it was pretty cool in that sense."
yeah.
And
So
it-
when you get a cigar, like, oh, go ahead,
go
John.
ahead. You go ahead.
I was gonna ask you when you guys see somewhat of either is entirely closed foot or partially closed foot, do you guys light and draw on that, or do you guys just do your typical just toast and basically get to the point where it's completely lit before you actually start drawing on it? You know what I mean? Because I actually, when it's somewhat of a closed foot, I always draw on that cigar and get the flavor of that initial wrapper.
If it's closed or if it's not closed.
If it is closed, like
Oh, you
like some
always-
people, most people they'll just like torch a cigar until it's, you get that cherry, right?
Yeah,
but
I do my
you
normal.
just-
I do
yeah,
my
you
normal
just do
toast.
a little,
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
just a dry. You do like a dry draw, but it's pretty snug, I imagine, just because it's closed off.
No,
Just
he's
want
saying
some
that
of
he doesn't.
No, when
he
I'm
kinda
lighting it.
he gets the wrapper that's folded over, kind of lit, and then takes a draw
Oh hell yeah!
for the
man.
whole
taste it.
cigar.
You gotta
But
smoke everything
Yeah.
you got, man. You pay for
yeah,
it.
I just
Smoke it.
I feel like
that's-
I don't care for close
It's not like
feed
we're gonna
because
get much, dude. I don't think we're.
yeah,
picking
I feel like
anything
it
up.
Yeah,
makes it
I don't
harder to
think
light the
so.
cigar.
Well, my
Like,
issue with
shaggy
closed
foot,
feet
I
is, yeah, shaggy foot's. But the problem with closed feet is, and it wasn't the case here because it wasn't completely closed, but you almost always have humidity issues because like
Mhm.
you're flavor locking humidity into the wrapper or the filler,
Yeah.
and it's as soon as I see that, I'm like, oh man, why would you close the foot? But like you said, in this case, it was just kind of a cool artisanal thing that clearly didn't impact the well, kind of impacted the burn, but not really. It's
Yeah.
me just fussing. So
All right. Wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
intergalactic planetary